Well, here we are this morning. One of the few winter morning. We're in Orlando. It's in that cold spell. Probably a day from now, winter's gonna be over. But this is the unit we're looking at. This Monaco 36 PFT diesel pusher. And let's go see what that day reserved to us. So here's what we're looking at this morning. Interestingly, this is Max Force engine. So Navistar engine, back radiator. First thing I did last night when I came in here, I did fluid samples. So I already had a little tricky situation with the fluid sample. So first surprise is opening up this panel. It is kind of not listening. This will need attention. Here's my dilemma right in here. Got the transmission. So that's trainee, transmission oil. You got to check those in order to be able to, I'm going to check all level of everything. The oil is like this. As you know, you're used to this, you've seen this. Here's the dipstick. You get this out, all of there. You see the fluid sample. Transmission, you'll do the same thing in order to measure. Surprise, surprise. No dipstick in there. Somebody probably broke this, the last service. He brought it, it was broken, or he needed it for another engine and just dumped it on the counter and put it back in there. Which of you are gonna check your fluid once you're out of the garage? That's exactly my point. This one, well, they'll have to order one of them. Then the first thing I did when I walked here last night was this. See, for me, this already says something. Because you can see I'm not closed up here. There is something going on, but it looks good though. Tires might be low a little bit, we'll see. Nice unit, it's a Knight. It looks clean, it looks really nice. Window awning, top, slide out roller. Kind of a little bit dried up in the front, cracked up, but customer saw it, so he loved it. He appreciated the ride. Now let's try to go see if we have issues going on inside and outside as we're going to go through this unit today. So let's brief you sometime soon around lunchtime and see what Laurel found.
Lunchtime, and we're going to recap what we did find. I'm going to have me a cup of tea while I tell you about the inside of this RV. I think Pierre might have told you we are actually in Dover, Florida, which is just outside of Tampa. And we're almost to the end of the year. So yes, it was a little brisk when we woke up this morning. We had our winter jackets on, hence the long sleeves. So we're going to go take a look inside here and see what we found so far. Come on in to this beautiful kitchen, although it's sort of apart right now because we are inspecting. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you directly in the back, because one of the things that I found this morning is some moisture in the ceiling. We had quite a high reading here in this area. As we got over here, it was low. We came back, it was high again. Also, in the closet as well. When we came up here, let me get this light on, it was also really high. But everywhere else on the ceiling, it was not. That we're figuring out what's going on. Other than that, you can see this RV has been kept really nice. The woodwork is beautiful. I've tested all of the water except for the kitchen sink. So I've done the bathroom, the shower, no leaks at all whatsoever, which is awesome. So as you can see, I have the water on gas right now, and we have also done it on electric, and everything has worked. We have the tank test. As you can see right here, there's no light coming out. So that is not working properly. We've done all of the slides and also the stovetop. Stovetop, this back burner does not work. The other two do work. I've done the microwave, which is also a convection. I didn't bake brownies, but I should have. Everything, it looks beautiful. It's been well maintained. This afternoon, I'm gonna go through the TVs and the fireplace and the refrigerator and all the other little things, the washer, the dryer. But so far, I just told you what I have found at my midday point. So we'll see you at the end of the day. Guys, we'd love it if you'd hit subscribe. Give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment. We wanna hear from you.
Midday timing. What we found so far at lunchtime, I've already showed you a couple of things about my fluid sample I did last night, so no dipstick in there. Here, the first thing we did this morning is push this slide out. Well, the problem with this slide out is actually overextend, so it actually went way too far. Tried to destroy the plastic on both sides. We got traffic here in this dealership, but you can see that's what happens. It overextends, and we actually brought it back in so it didn't destroy everything inside. Because you got to understand, inside this board that is on the fascia here, once you push this too much, that fascia board goes like this, because now it's trying to come out and this board's trying to do this. So there's adjustment to be done with this. Somebody will address this. Even this morning, battery, I had a hell of a time. You switch those switch off, it didn't work. Then all of a sudden, switching it 3-4 times, you see the green light in there. So, oh, all of a sudden it decided to work. 2004, I think. Maybe that's the problem. And as you can see, again, I will state it. Yes, I judge a book by the cover. Look at the dirt everywhere in there. You can tell me you live in New York State. I don't care. You wash your bay. See everything around. It shows what's been happening with the rig. This is the big problem that we found so far. As you can tell here, there's two grays. There's two different colors of whatever you want to call it, gray, beige, whatever. This is a nicer, lighter than this one. You can say, oh, it's a rear cap, so it's different. No, it's the same thing. Both of them are fiberglass. You end up down here, if you look, people who know body work a little bit, you'll see Bondo here. Well, they don't build brand new units and patch it up with Bondo. You can see the screws here. You can see the screw there. You can see the screw Bondo. Then you can see this line here. This is all cracked. So you follow the light and you're gonna see the ridges right there. So something happened up here. And you can even see those lines been painted by hand, and I can see they've been refixed there. Something happened up there. I don't know what happened. I can see it on the roof also. See, there's something suspicious on this, because I can see this has been done real nice not too long ago. And this has been painted. You can see the fume of the paint. So I don't know what happened here. But that's where Laurel found some water damage in the back. This is painted, brand new. This is fume from paint. So I don't know what's the story on this, but it's really odd, and I can't confirm nothing. But you can see that it's been redone, repainted. About what it looks like when it's been repainted, and you can see the fume from up here. I don't know if we can. No, we see it from up there, but you can see the overspray of the paint. So this is a newer paint that's just been fixed. I showed you the dipstick this morning being broken. What's the other thing? Oh, this. Yeah, that's the owner that had that underneath the bed, and I thought that was cool. So I figured out what it was. It's a stick to be able to take off your window awning and bring them down. So that was kind of nice. I said, yeah, that's a good idea. It's a lightweighted one instead of having the 10 feet tall like we have. So on the roof, I've got an issue. I've got two issues. What it's called breather vents or attic vents or plumbing vents. So two of them are cracked. I mean, they're weathered. As Laurel can show you, these vents are brittle. They're gone. So instead of having just a pipe that comes out through the roof and having over this pipe and the roof a cap that actually, you know, has the water spilling out of it so it's not going inside. Inside the pipe, it's not a big issue. The problem is around the roof. So as you can see, those are gone. They're brittle. It's over. So maybe that's another culprit of why I have those high humidity around the bathroom, around those two little. So we have this dilemma. We've been talking about this today, and since we cannot give our opinion, we're going to give facts. So we're going to continue. I'm going to continue doing my mechanical side, and we'll touch base with the potential buyer later, and we'll see what he has to say, and hopefully he'll be armed with all the information that he needs to carry on, either find something else or continue with his unit. I'm trying not to be too loud because the salesman is right around, and I saw him when I was talking, explaining a couple of things. So I figured, I'm not supposed to tell him what's going on. I'm giving that information to my buyer. So we'll see you in a bit at the end of the day and resume and cap off this unit to see what he's going to do.
So it's the end of the day, and although we recapped at what I've done the rest of the afternoon, I found that the Dirt Devil vacuum cleaner does not work. It does not suck anything at all whatsoever. Also, the passenger seat, it reclines, but it does not go back up, and it does not swivel. It's also very loose in there, so the mechanism definitely needs to be fixed. I found a couple other minor things. I've got several valances that just need to be tightened, not a big deal, and a couple of MCO blinds that are not actually held in at the top of the valance where it's supposed to, so they're just kind of like bouncing around a little bit. The other thing that I found was that we have a couple of large dents on the front of the refrigerator, which is probably a little bit hard to see in this light, but it's right here. Well, you can see it's quite a divot, and right here. So a couple of, right here, see? So a couple of dents, but it makes ice, it crushes ice, it makes water. So I'm really happy about that.
So I'm excited that the day's over. That's what I told her. I says, it's already 5 o'clock and I'm not done. She says, what the hell? Those old units, that's what happens. I mean, you try to find this, you see this, you refer to this, you come back in here. We still have that dilemma of the back and the repair that happened there. So we're actually going to call the customer and have him verify if he checked the VIN number. So other than this, the AC in here doesn't work on heat pump or AC. Definitely didn't start. The second one, the front one actually works, perform as intended. The front where it's drivable, the AC doesn't work. So it's chilly outside, so it looks like it's cold. Laurel thinks that it's cold, but it's only 10 degrees, so it's not. Delta is only 10 degrees, so it's not working. I found other stuff, rust here and there that I had to mention. My batteries were good. The undercarriage looks good. Everything works as intended. The generator, the transfer switch, everything was good. So other than this problem inside, The tires are up to par. They're 2018 and we're in 22, so it's good. This wall in the back bothers me. So it's this thing where we're gonna be honest with the customer. We will not give our opinion, and by the time he sees this video, he will have made his call. So I'm not saying my opinion, we're just stating the facts. We had some reading in the back closet, which when we go, let's say from here to here, there's nothing, and then there's a lot there and there's not. So it's like I can see from the roof that whatever happened there in that corner on the curb side, the rear corner, something happened. I know he hit something with the awning. Is it the same time? Maybe not, but maybe the guy who used to drive this didn't have a clue he had a right side on his camper. I don't know, but there's been repair in the back, and I can show it. I can see it. You can see the paint jobs. I'm afraid that whatever happened, they probably didn't change some material in the roof, but I'm just speculating, so this is not good. Here's the reading. Here's what I have. Here's your unit. You choose whatever you have to do. See, that's why an inspection is real important. Sometimes you might have to read through the lines, but we'll give you numbers in the report. It's going to be, hey, here's the number. I'm not telling you what to do, but here's the result that we found. Let's say, for instance, battery were down. That doesn't mean I'm telling you, tell them to change their battery. That means you'll have to change your battery. The inside, the roof, whoa, that's more complicated. So it's your call to see what you're going to do. Again, it has nothing to do about the destination.
It's all about the journey.